Hello to everyone. My name is María José Manneschi. I am a student at the Fiocruz, and I'm going to present the multitasking protein database. There are other databases about proteins, but this one is specialized on multitasking or moonlighting proteins. That refers to those proteins presenting two or more functions performed by the single polypeptide chain. It was created by two teams. The first one at Universitat Autónoma de Barcelona in Spain, and the second one at the Universidad de la República in Uruguay. The first record about this database is from 2013. This is the first article to be published about the MultitaskProtDB. They started with 288 proteins, and now they have 694 proteins stored and curated in this database. As the author said, it is updated, and every protein is reviewed because they don't want to repeat the information, and they don't want to have any mistakes in the database. So let's check the main page. Here we have the database. Every protein has its own lane or row. All the information is organized in these columns. And the information, it was taken mainly from others database. And we can here search for the protein of interest, for example, cytochrome. We can click search, and here we have a complete list of the proteins that you can find in this database. And in the first column, you can click here and have all the information that you can find for each protein or on each lane. We go back to the menu, and here you can click and select the protein of interest and export the results. On the third column, there is a code that goes directly to the UniProt database. It's a big database about proteins. And here we have the name of the protein. And in the following columns, we have the canonical function and the moonlighting function. The canonical function is the main function of the protein, or the function that was firstly discovered. The moonlighting function are the alternative function, or the function that were discovered mainly by chance or by serendipity. And here you can click here in more, and there is a new window which it shows all the information. And in these columns, GO moon are connected to the gene ontology website. In the column organism is related to the species from which this protein was taking. Mainly the species that is most common in this database are human, and they also have a lot of microorganisms records. Moulating proteins are related very closely to some human diseases. That's why they have this special column, and here you can click here in the name of the disease, and it goes directly to the OMIN. There is a database website related to genetics and disease. And interestingly, some multitasking proteins are the target for some drugs. So this information is very useful for researchers that are working in metabolic pathways and therapeutic options or drugs or pharmacological mechanisms. In this column, PDB, we can click here, and it opens the window for the protein data bank, and it shows the three-dimensional model of every protein. For all that proteins that doesn't have a PDB link, there is available a model created by the server file and iTizer, and you can click here and save that information on your own computer. And the last column is the reference. Goes directly to the PubMed website with the articles of interest. So as final words, I would like to say these data banks looks very simple. It is user-friendly, but I think that the information and the interpretation of this information, it is oriented more to specialized researchers, like the ones that work with proteins or drugs or pharmacological topics. So thanks for listening.